All right, I got it live when people start coming in.
Yeah. Did you see the Chargers Oakland game?
No, I didn't watch it. I saw it was on, but I didn't watch it. I
Yeah, it's the usual.
I don't care
They
for
get,
those teams, so
yeah, true.
I watch. I think I watch the Vikings and I watch the Seahawks, and then
Yeah,
I
who's
watch Kansas City.
right? Who you on Seahawks and Vikings when they're playing?
They played. They played the first season of the season. They played the first game, then they play.
Right.
They play again at the end of the season.
Hmm. Yeah. I
I
guess.
I sneezed today so hard that I did something to my. I don't know if
Back.
it's my back, my lung, or my spine.
It could be rib cage. When I went to MRI, a lot of people had that because of the cold wind.
Yeah, I sneezed really hard, and man, I thought I was gonna.
Yeah, some doctor told me um, if you're older, when you breathe in the cold air, your lungs contract. You sneeze, your lungs is still contract. So when you sneeze, your ribs have to go someplace.
Yeah, it hurts like a mother.
Yeah, it hurts central of your back and on the sides, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. He said take Advil and use a heating pad.
yeah. I
Don't
said,
sleep on it.
yeah, he's enough said.
Yeah,
Good thing I
but
sleep on my other side.
true. Same here.
There's Jill.
Hi,
There he
Gil.
is. Hi, Jill.
You're having some weird weather over there. It's either snowing or 80 degrees.
Is it snowing there yet? Can you
In,
hear it?
in Idaho, no, not yet.
So it's 80 degrees?
No, the temperature here right now. Let me hang on. Let me tell you what it is right now outside. Refresh it, and right now we're at 29. Clear skies for the next several days. Then a little partial cloudy, but there's no snow in our forecast through next Thursday.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
28 here right now.
yeah.
Yeah, I got a big, on my charts, I got a big, like, coming through the Gulf of Mexico.
Hi,
It,
old man. How you doing?
it's kind of sneaking up the Mississippi.
Hey, old man.
Yeah, it looks really bad for the East Coast and Canada. I hate to be in Great Lakes or Chicago. I feel sorry for Michael.
I'm glad it's not much colder than it is right now, but still,
Sure.
one of the boys brought home a cold, so I'm choking these things
Oh
down.
yeah. People
Um,
get sick around here. I have to go to another room and just stay away from them.
no, but you guys should be wearing these.
I've got one or two of them laying around here somewhere.
That doesn't do much good when I'm working with the kids and playing with them and stuff, and I forget to put the Perel on my hands, and I go brush my face with it, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, never mind, I'm sick now.
What do you mean it took me long enough, old man? I said hi to you when you came in.
Yeah, but no, it's for the air, the cold air
Yeah.
hitting your lungs. Because
Yeah,
right now, a lot in my area, we got respiratory problems.
yeah.
I
Hey,
went
food
to
forest
see.
permaculture. Hi. Good evening. How are you?
Hi, Howie.
Howie, I got to write that down.
Yeah, it's Howie. Hi, Howie. Howie's been playing with the mushrooms again. Just don't get high and start tripping around. That's what we need, a naked Canadian tripping on mushrooms. Oh yeah, we had a wonderful day over at emergency room because sometimes I volunteer and help people fill out forms and stuff. And these guys came from, I guess, the Bay Area. They're hunting mushrooms,
Oh yeah.
and they eat the purple ones. Nobody eats the purple ones.
Is that the silly Simon ones?
Yeah, it sometimes grows out of cow patties,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
pastures and grazing land.
yeah, yep.
They thought it was an edible mushroom because they saw it on the book.
Back in Washington, you could go across this trestle that goes from the just across the river. Well, there's a meadow before a cow pasture before you get to the river, and if you go across that bridge during mushroom season, you'll see all the hippies and the nutheads out there in the cow pasture with their little lights on, picking the mushrooms.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. When it comes to mushrooms, I'm a firm believer you are what you eat, and I am not going to be a fungus.
I like
Really?
morels.
Too many old movies like the Attack of the Mushroom People.
Or the one of the great horror movies, original ones, had nothing to do with the fungus though, but it was Them.
Yep.
James Arness and I can't think of his
Giant
name.
ants.
You're
The
still
giant
telling me
ants.
about that bioscarf, huh, old man? That bioscarf? You still got one? Why don't you mail me one? How much are they? Did you get that package that I sent you?
Yeah, give him a chance to type.
He's old like us. We can't see the keyboard sometimes.
He's like this.
Yeah.
I have two really cool headgears for the wintertime. One, basically, I have to pull it over, and basically, it's like a baseball cap with a thing in front of it. So it's all one piece.
It's a baseball cap up here, and you just pull it down.
No, it's like a baseball cap, but has sewn on it, comes down around here
Oh,
like this. So I have to pull it on up over, so it has the bill on it like a baseball cap. The other one is an attachment hood for my Carhartt heavy duty insulated jacket. The hood is detachable, but the hood comes on. It has a Velcro thing that goes over, so I can either it's folded back or I can just fold it around in front.
oh, okay. That sounds kind of cool.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I've had that I've worked for DHS since 2001. So that was 5 years before that when I was working construction. So I had it back then. Yeah. But yeah, I do have a sort of a weird, sort of like a hockey mask thing. It's like a grill that sits out here, so it's out in front, and then I can just pull a turtleneck up over it, and that way it doesn't get any condensation isn't right up against my skin,
Yeah.
and it's out farther away, but that gives more room there for the air to warm up before it goes in my lungs.
Yeah. I forget who did a pretty good video this morning. I think. Shoot. I watched too many videos.
Me too. 57 videos today.
Oh, that's good. Usually I try to do 275, but I've been sick and I had MRI today.
I gotta go do an MRI on the 25th.
Ooh. Just relax and wear something comfortable and nothing metallic.
Yeah, I was gonna try to see if they'll let me take my phone in there so I could just listen to my audio book.
I don't think so. Let's see. I think it was. Shoot. This is why I write everything down in my note bucket.
Your note bucket.
Yeah, I don't forget. I got too many people I write down.
Hey, old man, you get that package yet? I sent one to you.
Okay.
Mailer envelope.
Asymmetrical
Preparedness.
preparedness. Yeah. Also, I'm half blind too. Yeah, he did a good video on serious long-term food storage, and I keep telling people when they start doing that, have a notebook. Nobody wants to eat runny mayonnaise from 1968.
Well, I remember when I always do those videos, I always tell them to label the shelf and the food so that they know where the rotation mark is.
Yeah, but the bad thing is, if you're not careful, it gets into hoarding.
Yeah.
You buy stuff, and soon you got 30 cases of pork and beans or sardines. As payment, I got, I think, 30 cans of sardines and fresh water, organic, really good. The guy couldn't pay me in cash. So he said, well, I got some stuff in my long-term food storage. I'm looking at there. You got over 100 cans of sardines. And I don't think nobody in their right mind will eat sardines every day.
No.
It's called food exhaustion. Gil?
Yeah, it's there's another word for it than that. Let me think. But it's not.
Oh, you're telling me about the MRI. I see what you're
Where you
saying.
just basically you get so locked up on eating one type of food that you can't eat it again. It just sort of turns into you almost start puking as soon as you see it again.
Yeah. I can't think of it's a fancy word, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a phobia, but it turns into that sort of thing. You see it again, it's like, "Argh!"
Right. It's like
But,
when I eat liverwurst and peanut butter, half my family gags and runs away.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's from the liverwurst or
I do.
Liverwurst. Ah! I have never liked that stuff.
I love it.
From the time I was a little kid, I just could not stand that stuff.
You take them, old man? I take one every morning. He's asking me if I take water pills.
We all take water. Well, I do.
I take water pills every morning. I take one.
I take two.
Yeah. Hey, Uncle Al,
Yeah.
I ran across this really cool item for emergency preparedness. It's really lightweight. It's called dehydrated water. Have you seen that?
Dehydrated water.
Oh God, yeah.
Now you go on YouTube, you go on Amazon, you can find the cans of dehydrated water. It's a practical joke, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like when people are paying me in sardines, I now got enough sardines to last until doomsday, and the money because they don't have money. Kind of drives me nuts.
Yeah.
That's why I don't teach in public anymore, because they don't have money to. When I tell them it's really easy. It's simple, logical stuff. You have rotation and you have donation. You start all over again because you get food exhaustion or you get tired of the food. So you want to make sure that next batch you get is fresh and doesn't go bad, and you don't have anything from what is it? Like that one guy, they found food from 1968 or 70s in his stockpile, and he didn't know about it. Totally forgot about it.
Well, Howie says that head cheese is pretty good from wild boars.
Oh yeah, wild boar head cheese is good. But you show that to any vegan like Hubble's Cat, and they freak out.
I see he made another video,
Oh yeah.
climate change video.
Yeah, it's about global warming. I hate to say it, but next week the East Coast is going to really feel global warming. It's going to be like in the 30s to 50s with a wind chill factor plus 10.
There is no such thing as global warming.
Yeah, right. Till it snows and you get hit with an ice storm.
Yeah, I mean, hey guys, you got to look at history when it comes to global warming. Back in early 1300s, England was warm enough that they're producing a hardier crop of grapes and producing better wine than France. And we know this because France put a boycott, or not boycott, a prohibition on importing wines from England. So until England starts producing good winds like like that back then, we are still recovering from the little ice age.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, you heard about Greece, right?
What about Greece?
They had a tornado, an F3.
Don't doubt it. There was someone had posted on. It was on Facebook. Someone posted it from in the Mediterranean. 3 big, huge water spouts. Sunset behind it. It was a beautiful picture, but there were 3 water spouts in the Mediterranean,
Wow.
and it had the sunset behind it and the reddish orange sky. It was a really beautiful picture. But yeah, so they get water spouts over there. Hits land, it can turn into a tornado.
Heck
That's
yeah.
basically what water spout is a tornado at sea.
Yeah, it's like I tell people in England. I think it was Tetchy something.
Mhm.
He stops by at night here. I think he's a gamer in England, or her a gamer in England. I can't tell. And she told me there's no tornadoes in England. I told her, yeah, they are. It's just they're like F1s or F2s, and they're usually like Derbyshire or something like that on the coast because they usually have water spouts.
Well,
Yeah.
they come in out of the ocean. That's why they're only F1s and F2s.
Yep.
They're just bouncing off the ocean onto the land.
Yeah. But on my numbers, I got something spooky because if they follow the rivers, it might go up to like F5 or 6. So anybody near the things, I'm not going to be near there. Tornado in London.
Yeah. Google is not being very cooperative. I've tried 12 different ways of trying to find out what the medical term is when you eat one type of food all the time till you get sick of it where you can't stand it anymore. And it's giving me everything else about anorexia and stuff like that rather than what this one is. So I'll find it at some point.
You guys get your notification that YouTube is changing its terms of service again?
Yeah. Which one for the?
It's not for Google. It's just for YouTube.
Right. Because one of the alphabet companies pushing it. I can't remember.
I haven't read it yet, but I got the notification for it.
I didn't get it.
Is it for copyright or for? Oh yeah.
I don't remember. I just got it a little while ago. I'll look at it and see what it says. Changes to YouTube's terms of service.
That means they're trying to sell it to Netflix or Disney. You see how big Disney got. It's Disney, Marvel, Pixar, Universal.
They're trying to improve their transparency.
God, who knows what that means?
Yeah.
Especially when they hire AIs made by, I forgot. Ever have brain damage? Can't remember stuff.
If you allow your child to use YouTube, kid,
Yeah.
then please note that you will be agreeing to the new terms.
Yeah, because Happy Prepper got a first strike on that.
He lost his channel.
Yeah, he lost his channel and also half his viewers too. He just got back on. He got his channel, but you have to have an age statement for younger children. And he's like 12, and his brother's younger than him. So they took his channel off air for about a week, and now he's back on. I hope he's still here. But he has to have his parents' permission to run a YouTube channel because he's not an adult; he's a minor. And then what else?
So how does YouTube know whether or not the parent or the child permission has been given? Do they have to send something to YouTube?
Yes, because YouTube will send out an age statement of the user for YouTube, and also a statement of the child. Is that your child? And also, are you the responsible adult? They're real serious about it. Happy Prepper got tagged really hard.
Yeah, his parents had to tell him that it was okay for him to be on there.
Yep.
That he
And
was old enough to take responsibility for it.
right, but his younger brother on the live stream wasn't. So the second half of the live stream got tagged really hard by the AI. Excuse me. Because one, it's not his kid, it's his parents' child, and the child was under 12.
Right.
So
So I guess a safe way to do it is to do like a Word document, print it off, sign it, rescan it, turn it into a video clip, stick it in there for 3 seconds. It's what's in the video. Oh, this is my child. They have permission to be in this video.
Says the new terms will take effect December 10th.
yeah, that sounds right.
I'll read it all. I'll get the word out there.
So I wonder how that works on people videotaping their parties and stuff, birthday parties.
Birthday parties goes private. You set it on private, and it's for a family function.
Actually, you can do it. Put it on unlisted. You put it on unlisted instead of private, because if you put it on private, nobody can watch it but you. But if you put it on unlisted, you can do the whole thing, then go up and copy the URL and send the URL out to whoever you want to watch it, and then they can go in and watch it. Other than that, they can't do it.
Right. Or you change the URL again to go into public again, which drives everybody.
If you go into public with it, they say you have to have an adult in the video. It can't be just all kids. You have to have adults in the video too.
Yeah, they got trouble because it's YouTube in other countries like Spain, France, Germany, Italy, Taiwan, Japan, excuse me, Philippines, and Indonesia.
Hi, Trent.
Hi, Trent.
Hey, Trent. Hey, we all spotted it pop up at the same time.
No sneaking in this room.
Back to the
old man's trying to tell me something here about Urbox bouillon.
Yeah. I had a person that they don't need receipts. Well, the problem with not having a notebook or receipts.
Is that like chicken bouillon, old man? Just regular chicken bouillon, or is that something special?
Looks like he's saying he looks like he's saying the sodium-free chicken bouillon.
Oh, that's good.
And the beef bouillon is sodium-free.
Cool.
Oh, so basically, you take the sodium-free and a little bit of the regular bouillon to lower the sodium content. You mix the two together. That's how I'm kind of reading it.
That's why I'm trying to read it. Yeah.
Oh, down below he says 1/3 of your daily
person's daily need.
Right.
Everybody knows I'm Asian, right? We eat more salt than anybody else.
You're Asian? Really?
I thought you were Jewish.
I thought he was Californian. I thought he was a Californian.
But anyway, I was saying on receipts. Receipts are for tax purposes and insurance, because everybody knows here I lost already 2 long-term food storage, and if I didn't have my receipts or my notebook,
you can't be Asian. You weigh too much.
True, I'm a fat Asian.
Okay, got this set up. All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna change something up here, guys.
Okay.
No, in the hot summer. Okay, I understand now, old man.
Left, right. Does it say?
Take it in the summer so that you're getting your salt intake. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. There we go. Got a new pair of headphones. They were sitting out in the cold by the UPS guy. Left them out there. I wanted to let them warm up before I plugged them in.
Oh, those sound a lot better.
Yeah. They got some nice padding on them.
Mine do too. I got the kind with nice padding on them.
Yeah.
And then they're noise canceling.
Yeah, like I said,
That's too much good for the dogs when they bark, though.
true. But like I said, I lost already 2 long-term food storages. Got my money back. Yeah, got to make sure you got paperwork for it, like insurance. Your house insurance don't cover your long-term food storage. A lot of people forget that. Like that one prepper and what was it, Mississippi?
So what? Your renter's insurance don't cover it?
No,
Oh, come on! It's
it
inside.
won't.
It's inside your house.
They'll give you $20 for the grocery bill. If you have to prove it, it's long-term storage. It's for religious purposes, tax purposes. I'm a Mormon, but
I don't sweat too much in the summer, old man. I don't allow myself to. I stay by the air conditioner.
I sweat all the time, so sodium's floppy with me.
Hey, Howie, thanks for coming by.
Yeah.
All right.
Appreciate
Night,
it.
Howard. But I wrote it down because that person says you don't need receipts. And I keep telling you need it for tax purposes and for insurance. And if the government seizes your property, you have to prove it in court that they seized your property. If you don't have receipts or a notebook or a track record of your stuff, you're out. How much is 2 tons of food, Gil?
Too much.
Right. And if you don't have any paperwork on it, and the IRS says we're confiscating this for tax purposes or something, right, Gil?
Yeah. Well, that's one of the things is with my with the compound here, we've put it into a S corp, sort of like a living trust, but it's the next step up, and so basically, it's not in my name. Although I'm listed as a trustee on it, they can't touch it for me.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, that sounds like a good idea.
And if something happens, I ever get in a car accident and they try to blame it and say it's my fault, they can't touch it because it's
Good.
not mine. It's like, was it Rockefeller? He owned nothing, but he controlled everything.
Yep. I'm trying to think also Rockefeller did. He only get like 10 cents a year, and he donate that to charity, and he got it back too.
Yeah.
But
What if I lose power, old man? I have a generator.
I got battery bank.
I have a
Okay, well-
generator down in the basement. I have it set up so that, like I was telling Gil, I can take it and turn it. I got an extension cord that has two male ends on it. I can turn it so it goes into the kitchen here and keeps everything one room going.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, later this winter sometime, I'm going to be installing a dual fuel generator down in the basement that runs on natural gas or gasoline.
Propane?
No, natural gas or a gasoline.
Oh, that's
And
good.
since I have natural gas down right next to where I want to do it, I'll just put a T on there, plumb it in so it's on the natural gas, and run it natural gas primary and gasoline if the natural gas goes out for some reason. You know, like someone's digging their backhoe and they rip out the line, something, you know. Anyways, what I'm going to do is I will run the exhaust from that into a big muffler immediately, so it quiets it down. Then run the flex exhaust line over to the where the chimney goes all the way down into the basement from where the old coal furnace was.
Right.
We have the hot water heater vents into it right now, and the furnace vents into it. Well, I'll just knock another little hole in there, put the pipe in there, put some mortar around it, so it vents into the same chimney flue as the others.
Oh,
And
that's
that way, by the time it gets up to out of the second floor roof, you ain't gonna hear nothing. And so then I'll just take from that and I'll hardwire it over to a transfer switch for essential circuits, like the circuit the refrigerator is on, the chest freezer, and that stuff. And that way, if the power goes out and I need to kick that on, I can start it up, pull the transfer switch, and boom. I got some lights, and I have the essentials on power immediately.
Yep, that's good.
And probably another year, we save up a little more money. I have my little project bank account that we put a little bit into each month. Then I'll have enough to get the automatic transfer switch, an automatic starter, so I don't have to go down to the basement and start it up. It'll start up automatically, and it'll switch the transfer switch automatically until the power comes back on. When power comes on, it'll switch back and shut itself off.
Good. How big is the oil reserve?
Well, it's not oil. Oh no, you mean oil on the generator itself?
Right, for lubrication.
Lubrication. What I do is what we used to do at the construction company. We'll take a piece of 2-inch pipe, 12 inches long, put a cap on each end, a cap on one end. On the other end, we'll put a T. On the top of the T, we'll put a valve, a refill valve, and then the other part will bell reducer down, run a 1/4-inch line over to the drain plug on the motor, and then we set it up so it's sitting at the right height, so that automatically it'll fill the engine. When the engine starts to run low, it'll fill over to it. And I just need to unscrew the thing, look and see what the oil level is, add a little bit more to it, and it'll run like that for months, nonstop. Because that's what we'd have. We have these on our mud head pumps. We throw the 3-inch suction line down into the where we're working and digging and stuff, and just run it all weekend long. And then we come back and we turn on the big electrics. But that adding a little 12-inch long 2-inch piece of pipe will give you enough oil. It'll run for a month before you really have to check it.
Yeah, that's the trouble with the younger preppers. They use the smaller portables, which are loud like hell, and they burn up oil you would not believe.
Yeah.
Well, that's because they run so long. It's like old man says, what would I do if there was an EMP? Is I'm not set up for it yet, but my intention would be to set up a small solar setup so that it could have an inverter on it, so I could run some 110 or whatever I needed to for my damn tank thing over here, because it runs off of 110. So I would have to have an inverter so I could invert it to 110, the batteries and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, I'm still working. Go ahead, Gil.
There's a friend of mine. I think it was on Monday night. I told you guys about his website, and he sells these bags of different sizes that are EMP bags. They are super, super good. I mean, it's everyone talks about their Faraday cages and stuff. These special Mylar ones that were developed by NASA, and NASA didn't, they did develop. I guess they developed by accident because they never put a patent on it, and they gave it up. And the company he's involved in jumped on it, grabbed it, patented it, took the patent, did it, and so they make these bags now.
Yep.
Wow.
And so they got different sizes, and they got some really big ones. I mean, you're talking like, 3 foot tall, 2.5 foot wide bags with a special, like a zip top on it to fold over and seal again. That you can put a lot of stuff in. You can put power inverters in there. You can put all sorts of stuff in there, ham radio equipment. You can even put a small one of those inverter generators, those little 3,000 watt or 2,000 watt little generators, that are supposed to be super quiet and everything. You can fit one of those in there, no problem.
Wow, that's big. That's a big thing.
Yeah, I mean that way it's protected.
1 second.
And it's also protected not only from EMP, what's in the bag, it's protected from moisture, it's protected from rodents, unless rodents chew through it. It's protected from dust and everything on it, so it's stored. It's protected all the way around.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did that for the bags were developed for the satellite systems because they were getting, I believe, solar charge. My brothers worked for one of the companies. Developed bags. This is the government, and they spent I think $1 billion developing these bags. So they put it over the electrical equipment inside the satellites So when they have a burst up there in the high orbit areas, the
Yeah.
satellite don't get fried
Right.
because gold plating everything. Like you see NASA when they use the gold foil.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah, you know, everybody at NASA like, how much did it cost to wrap that? I'm going,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like the rigid.
my foil
Yeah.
cap. I'm gonna go get my foil cap now.
You know, if we just pull down like 5 satellites that are not working, just decaying up there, they have enough gold to make all of us here rich.
Oh, heck yeah.
Let's see if I can pull this up here real quick.
How about you, old man? What do you got set up for if you were to lose your power? You guys got these things set up to take care of all of your medical equipment? What do you have in place?
I got lead acid, so I'm not too worried. I got battery banks like Gil.
Where did I put it? Did I lose that?
Like a lot quieter than
Oh, recommended websites. There it is. Okay.
I was telling Uncle Al, Gil, I sneezed so hard earlier.
Uh huh.
I did something to I'm not sure if it's my back or my lung, but it hurt so bad I can't hardly walk.
Yeah, I actually one time I was sick and I was coughing so much, I dislocated 2 ribs, it broke a rib, and aggravated my one of my discs.
Well, I got a bad back anyway. It's
Yeah.
spongy stuff. I have some spongy material at the base of my back
Mhm.
where it hits my tailbone, and it's sort of like a spongy stuff in there. And I've had it for years from working on concrete floors and stuff, welding and stuff. I've just had a bad back for a long time, but now that I'm getting older, it's getting worse. So I think when I sneezed, I might have messed up some of that stuff on my back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I got a question, Gil. Do you have insurance on the long-term food stores like fire, flood, death, like that, right?
No,
No.
we run everything. We cycle through everything, and it's basically because I picked it up since 1971. Some of the cans are still from 1971, and we cracked one. No, don't get it. This is Sam Andy's the name of the company. They were nitrogen filled cans.
Okay.
I mean, we cracked one open, and we've had no problem with any of the cans over the years, except for flour.
Yeah.
Flour was the only thing that turned nasty tasting because once you crack the wheat and grind into flour, it starts. You can't stop it from absorbing stuff around it and absorb metallic flavor off the cans. But everything else we've opened up has been good to go. And some of the stuff we haven't even tried to open up, like the salt. We know the salt's good. The sugar, we know the sugar's good. The plain pasta, we know the pasta's good. But we've opened up some of the cans, like the peas, perfect. The split peas were great. All the stuff we've done, it's great. And unfortunately, they didn't have a good marketing person, and they got passed by Mountain House and all these other ones. But their stuff, I mean, their stuff, that we bought in 1971 is still good. And how many years is that? We're coming up on 50 years.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, hey, but yeah, so we've been buying stuff over all the years, a little time here, a little stuff here, and everything we got. Right now it's divided between 3 locations, California.
Well, as long as the stuff's not ruptured or rusted, it should be good.
Yeah, and the stuff we on here, I got some stuff in the house, and I got a bunch of the dry stuff out in the cargo container. So I don't have to worry about in the cargo container. I don't have to worry about fire. I don't have to worry about flood because it's up on a raised thing with a gravel pad. If you saw my videos, you saw me build that.
Yep.
And then it's inside there. It's up on the shelves. It's not on the bottom shelf on the floor. It's up, 2 feet off the floor is the lowest up is to the shelves. And so all our stuff, it'd be too hard to try to document it because we go with some of the stuff we use through. Half of it I say we use through. The other half is it long term in the number 10 cans, and it's stuff we use, but we just leave it in there because that stuff is going to be good for 20, 30 years. And so we're not really worried about that.
How about theft? Excuse me,
theft.
theft.
Oh, I got theft taken care of.
Old man answered my question. He says he has some solar panels, 400-watt wind generator, a 400-watt inverter, and a 1,000-watt inverter put into an improvised Faraday cage.
That's good.
That's good. The I just looking here while I was off the side and put my my X-ray spectacles back on so I can see. Yeah, the company sells those bags and stuff. If anybody wants to go look at it, Tech TECH Pro Tech, PROTECT bag.com. And hang on a second here. Let me bring this around here, and I will move my thing so everybody can see it. I can get it to work around here. And I get to get it to focus there on it. Come on, focus in.
Protect.com, right?
Tech Protect bag.
Yeah,
it's not doing it, focusing in on it. But
you can't type it into your phone and hit enter into the conversation.
I will try to move the conversation over to the other screen here, and I'll put it in the subject there. But yeah, that's the homepage on it. EMP bags. They got videos on it and talks about it that way. But yeah, that stuff has been tested, and they've actually tried to destroy stuff in it to test it by generating a localized EMP at it, and works fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go look at it. I wrote it down.
And let me go back over here.
That looks like a pretty good setup you got going there, old man. You got mama trained on how to use all that stuff? The boss lady?
There you go. It's in the chat now. Should pop up here shortly.
I got it. It's already there.
Right. But yeah, that's the
Yeah,
on it.
didn't save it.
Yeah.
Oops.
That's the main home company one, and then trying to find the other thing here on it.
And I'll just bookmark it.
Old man, if you need more deep cycle batteries, try the golf course. They have the golf cart. They have tons of batteries.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If and everything goes south on it. Let me switch back over there. Bam, back on the life side. When everything goes south and it is a major, Tawaki or a major SHTF event where it's going to be years and law enforcement is practically non-existent momentarily. Yeah, golf course is going to find all their batteries missing.
Yeah, deep cycle batteries, old man. Have you thought about putting like big semi batteries up instead?
Gil, I don't know.
You can take those big semi batteries and hook them up and charge those. Those work pretty good.
Yeah, you have to have a lot of those. They have a lot of amperage, but it's crank amperage on those.
But you have to have like 8 or 10 of them hooked together.
The more you get hooked together, the less it's going to cycle the whole system down. And they, even the big truck batteries have a lot more. They're closer, just kind of in between regular batteries and deep cycle batteries.
They hold the power longer, though. If you hook them together.
Yeah, the more you hook together, but even a single one, it lasts a good long while because the cells in them, the lead panel cells. I wish Reed was here; he could explain a lot better. The cells and stuff, the plating is a lot thicker than it is in normal car batteries and stuff. I mean, it's a lot thicker because the crank amperage on those suckers are incredible. One of the guys in our shop, when he was going through his diesel mechanic school, the instructor had a 9/16 wrench weld mark on his side of his face where he was working up above, and he arced it, and it just heated. He was trying to knock it off because it heated up red hot and fell on the side of his face.
Yeah,
and it was more than red hot; it was almost white hot, and he said you could read it perfectly, 9/16 on the side of his face.
He got branded.
Good time, but yeah, they're that powerful. But I was saying you need more of them to keep them from going down because they only have so many cycles. Lead acid has so many life cycles in it, and the life cycle is taking it all the way down to 5% and charging it back up and down. So many times you can do that before it's.
Yeah.
But the deep cycle batteries are built with thicker plates and are able to go draw more on them. But
while you're running those, you actually need to be out scavenging up more for replacements.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or like old man he has a 400-watt wind generator. Wind generators run 24/7 if you got a breeze.
Yep.
So at nighttime, it can be help charging it up while you're using it.
Actually, they don't even have to turn don't have to have much wind to turn it either.
Yeah.
I mean, Reed was saying that they're worthless, but they're not really that worthless. The ones they have now, the newer ones they have, all you need is a breeze, and the thing turns like 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, Reed said I was chatting to Reed and talking to him on the phone, and he has bought 2 wind generators. He's going to be installing them shortly and doing videos on it. One is a cheap model, and one is an expensive model. I want to see how they compare when he actually gets them up and going.
Yeah.
See how in the same amount of wind, how they produce, comparative to each other, as well as he's going to check on the sine wave on it to see how pure it is.
Yeah. He almost had 30 cell phone tower batteries, but he got outbid at the auction by $25. That would have been nice to have cell phone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I get kind of leery because didn't I read in someplace in the paper that Elon Musk got sued because one of his lithium battery factories caught on fire and all those batteries went boom.
Yeah, that was what was wrong with those airplanes.
Yeah, if they're not set up right, they can. They're unlike a lead acid battery. If you get a short on it, the wire heats up, burns away. With the ion lithium, the short causes the battery to heat up, and it'll go. By the time the wire melts or whatever it is, stops the short, or the battery discharges, boom, and that heat of it discharging causes the battery itself to ignite.
Yeah, that's like remember the cars that caught on fire?
Yeah.
Here they had some. I think it was Solar America was replacing some of the batteries, the older models, because we had here in Visalia 2 houses burned down because their lithium batteries went off like a 155 mortar, 155 cannon shell go off and took one guy's garage, outside next to the garage, just no garage
Yeah.
left, no solar panels left.
Right. The that's why, like Reed was saying, a lot of the lithium batteries now have electronics in them. So if it starts getting a big discharge like that, I guess it has a relay switch in it that just connects it, and therefore it can't short out then.
Yeah, maybe shut themselves down.
Yeah.
Those were the early models, old man. Early models. You
Mhm.
didn't have the circuit thing in it yet. That's
Yeah.
when the cars were catching on fire and planes were banning them because, you're in a, what was it? It's not the 737.
It's a Dreamliner
The other one,
767.
that's it. That blew up in the middle of the sky because
Yeah.
it overheated and it hit the fuel tanks. And, JP4 fuel and lithium batteries don't mix too well together.
Yeah.
I can't remember what they traded those out with. It was a real little battery, and it would keep the plane up.
Yeah, it's I can't remember what it was.
It
Well,
was a small battery.
they put lithium batteries back in there, but they were the ones that had that electronic crap in them to disengage them.
Right.
They sealed them in something. I can't epoxy or something like that.
Yeah, I think they put them in like the same type box that the
Black box.
Only not quite that, but it's a crash box that that is lined with rubber. It has a rubberized lining in it. They put the foam padding in there. Then they squeeze the battery down in there, and then they hook it up. Yeah, the FAA took that one on, and they just jumped all over it and changed all the regulations around.
Oh man, just put a fuse in between each battery where you run the wire.
Yeah,
I get nervous with lithium.
Yeah,
I think Air Force and Navy did it for a while, and they didn't like it because it was blowing up liquid fuel rockets.
Yeah. Well, that was because the lowest bidder. The lowest bidder wasn't putting all the proper stuff on it.
Well, lithium batteries are good for flashlights. That's about it.
Yeah. Remember, was it 5 years ago? Everybody was on those personal movers. Remember those?
Oh, the hoverboards.
Yeah.
The hoverboards also, basically the batteries were like, there were ion lithium ones about that size that had no electronic safety on it. It was just the two poles, and the problem was they had no controls on it, and they would overcharge and burst into flames. And they would, if they shorted out, they'd burst into flames. Yeah, those things were just a made in China, no quality control on their batteries.
Yep.
Oh, did you hear about the 2 Twitter spies they caught?
Which ones?
They caught 2 guys that were spies that worked at Twitter.
For Russia, China,
Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia?
Yeah.
It kind of figures that.
They were outing people that were talking shit about the country.
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia hired them to find people that were talking shit about them and putting out disinformation about them.
Yeah,
or real information about them.
Or worse, do like that one reporter.
The guy caught like 2,000 people or something. The one spy did.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of a shame that poor reporter that went to the Saudi embassy and got chopped up into
Yeah.
Don't want that to happen with if I ever get a Twitter account. It'd be a cold day, but it is a cold day.
Yeah.
That would be weird though to have people spying on you.
Well, it's bad enough with you heard of what happened with the NSA, right?
NSA does whatever it wants.
No.
Yeah.
To help out the underprivileged youth of America, NSA started a youth program for their spy network. So all the gamers and all the people who like computers, they get a nice summer job spying for the NSA.
Hey, some of those gamers are really friggin' smart. They
Yeah,
get in and they crack the cheat codes that are supposed to be super hidden, buried in some of those games, because the game companies themselves use their cheat codes to manipulate the game
gameplay, yeah.
in progress, to get in there and have their people going like, hey, they can put a character in there that's immortal and just go out and knocking some of these other guys down.
Hi,
Hey,
Will. Yeah, but it's kind of spooky.
You must be at work.
Yeah, it's kind of spooky. Some 15-year-old kids that couldn't get a McDonald's job spying me over the airwaves like this.
Well, some of those kids that can't get a job at McDonald's, they've got a totally different mindset. They're not into manual labor; they're into mind labor. And you put them on a computer, they can work magic. They can do absolutely friggin' magic on the computer. And heck, I would rather have them working for NSA than out there causing trouble on their own.
Yeah, they get paid good too, and they get college free education if they're really good.
Yeah, and
NSA
you don't want those kids.
That's how they find their guys, is they go out and they just surf those gaming websites,
Yeah. Yeah, don't want some of those kids, getting bored and start trying to crash credit card companies and anything else. You'd rather have them on the good side helping out.
Yeah.
Right. And people forget NSA is part of the military system too.
Yeah.
Well, I've been reading that book by what's that guy's name? Snowden.
Right.
I've been reading his book, and that's how they got him. Was he was out just surfing the net, playing games and finding out how he could break into the security of the United States and stuff, and they caught him and they turned him around, made him start spying for him.
Oh yeah,
that's how they got him.
Yeah.
Get spooky, and still none of them knows what a Dutch oven or a wheat grinder is.
Yeah, true.
It's like I told him.
I guess Snowden's parents were both spooks.
Yeah. Oh wait, wasn't Snowden's mother a psychologist?
I agree with you, Will.
Yeah, it could have been.
You should, if you get a chance, go check his book out on Audible. He's got his book is out. This is a pretty good book.
Oh, that reminds me. Everybody pray for Matt's mom.
Yeah, Matt A. Yeah, I've already done it twice.
Sick for a while.
Yeah, I had my prayer group do that.
Snowden.
Yeah, it's like I see people do the long-term storage like Latter-day Saints. I keep telling them, you got to have the grinder and the Dutch oven.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of look at me, but what do you mean you need a grinder? I'm like,
all right, I got 3 grinders. I got a heavy-duty, big industrial one with a 8-inch stone on it. I got an all-metal one, the 6-inch one, electric, and then I got the hand crank.
Hand crank.
Did you get the burrs for him?
Huh?
Did you get the burrs for him?
Yeah, I got everything's all ready to go. I got the cleaner, the special cleaners on it to stone to clean them and sharpen them. And except for the electric ones, the hand crank one was little cheap ones. Where did I get from? Emergency Essentials.
Yeah,
I know, but all this, it's like, hey, if I run out of flour while I'm still trying to get more batteries and stuff like that, I can crank out and make some bread, a couple loaves of bread, and then go look for some more batteries.
Yeah, but like I said, I like the Italian stuff because they make a really good metal grinder.
Oh, yeah.
It isn't cheap, and they got replacement burrs for them. You can grind coffee, oats, wheat, Milo. I like it because they grind Milo. And I don't have any teeth left. So I I can't boil
Got
my.
a hand crank coffee grinder. My coffee grinder runs on electricity. Throw the beans in there, put the top on it, and round it goes.
No, the grinder is all purpose. You could grind coffee beans at will, or you could grind Milo. You could grind wheat. I keep forgetting buckwheat's not a real wheat. It's more of a my
Flour.
Russian
Like
flour.
a plant flower or blossom flower.
Right. I don't know why people don't like liverwurst.
I like it. Nothing
Yeah,
wrong
well-
with liverwurst.
Yeah, every time I make peanut butter and liverwurst sandwich, half my nephews and my
Well,
grandnephews.
I'm not so sure I like it with peanut butter.
Well, it's a thing. It's like peanut butter and bacon. Everything goes good with peanut butter. Cow brains. I can't think of the Spanish word for cooked cow brains. Tongue. Lingua. Is it
You
lingua?
might be able to find a grinder somewhere if you went to like secondhand stores or something. Will sometimes
Yeah.
I've got this page on my Facebook page. It has used stuff from around town here. They just sell it through this Facebook sell-all page. Sometimes they have grinders on there.
Yeah.
Check that
Make
out.
sure it's a good one, and also get a meat grinder. You don't want to be with a ulu and go chopping meat like this for 4 hours.
Well,
Yeah,
he wants something to chop up his peppers and stuff.
Yeah, for his dehydrated peppers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things I've done, I've got to go out and rework it because I got to change it around a little bit. I just got to get a straight generator instead of an alternator
Right.
for the exercise. We had a couple exercise bikes and they finally died on us.
If there's no electricity, old man, I
I
guess
don't want
I'll
to
be going
put,
out and finding a couple of rocks, banging my coffee beans on the rock.
is to I want to put it so the exercise bikes, you crank out 12
Right.
volts and just hop on there and pedal and help charge up the batteries. So you want your coffee, you get on there in the morning, you start cranking, run it through your grinder, and then plug in your percolator and pedal harder. By the time everything's done, you're too tired to enjoy the coffee.
True.
That's what you have kids for.
That's why I use a smaller coffee pot. I got espresso.
This is kind of
I
expensive.
used to have an old hand grinder for meat and stuff,
Yeah.
but I don't know what happened to it. Probably in a closet somewhere.
Yeah, I got one of those too. I don't drink coffee. I'm not a coffee person. Neither were
I
my
gotta have it.
parents.
I
My
used to
grandmother
drink it-
loved her
I used
coffee.
to drink it 24/7, but
Yeah,
I only drink a couple of cups a day now.
yeah. There is a backpacking stove. You guys may have heard about it, called Jetboil. They make a coffee maker attachment for their camp stove, and it's even a French press coffee maker for the camp backpacking.
French press ones, yeah.
But yeah, so if you really want your French press coffee and stuff, hey, that Jetboil one is the way to go. But
Press coffee.
I used to like you, Gil.
You got to really like coffee to have a
Yeah.
press coffee.
Yeah. So, but so Will, what you do is you get one of those Jetboil coffee makers. And that way, you're not using any power. It runs on propane.
Yeah.
Or you go old school and get one of those old cowboy pots and put it on the open cook fire.
There you go. Yep.
My scout troop had 4 of those old cowboy pots.
Yep. That's I've used a lot of them. I think I've got a couple out in the garage yet.
But what they do, what the scouts would use for was their morning hot chocolate. So they just heat their water up and just make their cups of hot chocolate.
Yeah. Still got my coffee pot, and I got my camper coffee pot someplace underneath the desk.
I cooked coffee in a little pot, a little bitty pan, those pans that you can get for cooking. I forgot the pot, and I got desperate. I used a pan.
You know what?
Will Patriot has his one is Cowboy coffee pot. He says it's brand new and it's stainless steel.
Oh wow!
If you don't have the percolator attachment in that,
Mm-hmm.
what you could do is get a tea ball, loose leaf tea.
Yeah.
If you get the English one that's stainless steel on a chain that's got fine holes, you take a coffee filter, put it in there, put in your ground coffee, seal the ball, toss it into the coffee boiler.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, there's all sorts of different ways you can do it. It's like the only hot drink that I drink is, I drink it warm, not hot, is hot chocolate, cocoa.
Right.
And the other thing is the Alpine spiced apple cider.
Oh, that's good.
I love that stuff. I actually have some one I put into storage to see how long it would keep in storage, and it lasted about 5 years before it started getting hard because I didn't put it in. I put it just out in a room that where there was no climate control on it because I really wanted to see how it was affected. And so even in its little paper and foil package thing, in 5 years it started to get hard from the moisture getting to it. But I checked it out. There was no mold in it. Tasted fine. Works great. Of course, I'm trying to remember who was doing the apples. Someone earlier, back 4 months ago, did a video on apples and making apple cider. Can't remember who that was.
I think that was Modern Refugee.
Might have been.
Yeah, because he was doing cider for a while.
Yeah. But that's something everybody should plant. An apple tree.
Yeah, I got one. I got an apricot, a couple of peach trees I just planted.
Yeah.
I got kumquat. That's for vitamin C because I'm not planting another orange tree. That's too hard. I got a nice kumquat tree that I shaped into a bush. Mm-hmm. That took me 5 years to do.
Yeah, if you're going to plant, if you're still in an urban area, make sure you get an ultra dwarf tree. That way they get only out about 4 foot around, and you put them in that size. And we got some dwarf apple trees, and we put them in the ground. And we didn't prune them for a couple of years, and they got too big. But my wife pruned them back a little bit. But still, they're big. They're not as big as the ones in the field, the commercial ones. But we get tons and tons of apples off those things.
Oh, man says he has an Optimus multi-fuel stove.
Oh yeah, those work great.
I picked up one of those too. You can put diesel.
Runs off of different fuels.
Yeah, you can put your white
kerosene, diesel, white gas.
Exactly. You don't want to use regular gasoline though.
No.
Too volatile. And actually, I'm going to be doing a video here in a couple of weeks on all my different camp stoves. I got several of the alcohol ones that are really cool.
Are you using DEET or store-bought alcohol?
For those, I'm using 90% alcohol from the Walgreens. But my son picked up from one of the hardware store a different type of 90% alcohol, and it's listed on the can instead of as being fuel, fuel alcohol.
Right.
Grain alcohol ought to work.
I'm trying to think. Grain alcohol does burn, and I can't remember.
You want 180 proof or greater on the grain alcohol,
right?
So it burns clean.
Right, and it has to have no moisture in it.
It can have some moisture in it depending on the stove you're using.
Right.
Especially like if you're using one that's like a wick stove, where you open it up and all it has is like a big wad of cotton in there and it soaks it up, then moisture doesn't matter because it's not going to on you. If you're using just the brass container ones where you just fill it up and it just has a single little wick going down into it, but it's mainly free, that you got to be careful on. The water will, the whole thing will slowly heat up and the water will then turn to steam.
Right.
And cause problems for you.
You don't want that blue flame taking out your eyebrows.
Yeah.
I already did that once.
Yeah, I don't want to catch on fire down here either. Although I got
a quick shave.
Yeah, I got a feeling though that this is going to be gone around Christmas time. When my wife comes up here, she's going to be coming up here around Christmas for a couple weeks.
Get rid of it.
I have a feeling she's going to make me take the old straight razor to it. Okay, let's see. What's Will Page today? Dollar Tree has 90% alcohol. The last night's there. $1 a bottle for 90% alcohol at Dollar Tree. Thanks, Will.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Sometimes I use the go to Auto Center and get the yellow bottle for fuel additive, the DEET.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that works great. Nice blue flame.
Yeah, my woman's trying to get me to cut my hair.
Yeah, my wife wish I had hair to cut.
Yeah, probably.
Well, take some Will's hair and put it on you, Gil. It'll even out.
Yeah, so my hair is all about halfway down my back now.
Yeah, my wife kind of, not freaks out. She kind of just gets a little, I don't know what, but when she sees the picture, my high school graduation picture, my hair is all nice, comes off, and I had a nice widow's peak down to about here, so the hair was all, it was all wavy and everything, and it was down to here.
Yeah.
And and I had cut 8 inches off before I took that picture. My mom made me get some cut off.
Last time I grew long hair, when I cut it off, it was down to my waist.
And what's so funny, when I talked to, even when my mom was telling her story about it, my wife just kind of shook her head and just. When I was in junior high in my first 2 years of high school, I was in Southern California. Everyone there had long hair. I had short hair. For my junior and senior year, I moved up into cowboy country, and to be a rebel up there, I grew long hair.
I don't care if it's long or short, but I just let it grow. I don't care. It used to be when I was young, I had to have it long. Now I don't care one way or the other.
Yeah. Yeah, it's ever since it started going thin up here, it's I got to go back to short. Otherwise, I get this big old massive long comb over that looks ugly and stuff. So I just comb it straight back, keep it kind of short.
Yeah, I can understand Will. You guys look good with beards, but if I grew one, it's that weird, whatchamacallit, it goes out.
Oh, out? You be looking.
I have to shave. I shave 3 times a day with the old style single edge razor. Not the straight, but the other one.
Yeah, the one, the twist one on it that has the thing opens up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to have a lot less forehead too, Gil. I hear you.
Yeah. Yeah, I can still feel, I still got one little hair right down here towards the tip of my widow peak. And that one hair I have got to trim it up, that it grows out right here. So I used to do, when I was a teenager, I could do a great Count Dracula the way my hair grew.
He looks like a baby with no beard.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I'm too old. I get used to the Air Force. Everybody shaves.
Yeah. Yeah, it was weird as when I was working at DHS, they actually let me grow all this. And I actually it was actually a little bit longer for a while. And I had the hair back down to my collar bottom of my collar again because I go out there and they wanted me to look not like a federal agent.
Of course not.
So when I go out and when I go out and I would test the airports, or I test the custom stations and the different FBI stations and stuff. I go in there and test their response to like a fire alarm or other things. They wanted me to look not like an agent, so they wouldn't realize that they were being tested.
I know what he means by the short Fu Manchu ones.
Yeah, it'd come down to probably about here, is about as far as they're allowed to have it. Yeah.
That's why I shave all the time. It doesn't look good on.
When you were a cop, Will?
Yeah, that's what he's talking about when he was a cop. Wait a minute. Weren't you a police chief somewhere, Will? I thought I heard somewhere that you were a chief of police somewhere. If that was the case, you should be able to make the rule. Oh, no, guys, you can grow beards.
You heard about Virginia and Kentucky. That was kind of sad.
What was that? I must have missed that one.
They turned blue. Is that right, Will?
Yeah.
Will who?
Patriot. He's talking to Will Patriot. Yeah, two of his guys had beards. I was going to say, because the city of Martinez lets them grow beards down just. There's a length, but they got to keep them trimmed and everything. But they can grow beards and everything.
Has to be a close beard, though.
Yeah. I grew one time a beard, and it just looked weird. Yeah, because it just, it wouldn't go down. Normally, it'll stick out.
Yeah. Well, it's like on mine here. This side here loves to curl up. This one here curls. It bushes out to the side, curls down. You can see my bald spots in here where it just doesn't grow at all.
I've had a beard for as long as I can remember. I shaved it off one time, and my son's mom came home from work, and she looked at me and she goes, "What in the hell did you do? Go put that thing back on." That was it. No more shaving them off.
No, I tried it. I ended up with a Fu Manchu mustache, and I had a beard that was sticking out like a Van Dyke.
Yeah. Well, part of my problem too also is I got to wear a CPAP. And so my CPAP,
we all wear CPAPs.
When I put my CPAP on here.
Oh, you wear that big thing.
Yeah, you see where it hits? Right across here. And it just kind of keeps pulling the hairs out.
How you get around that, don't you?
I can't use the other ones.
I use the one that fits over my face, just the nose and the mouth here.
Yeah, well, that's still
comes down right here below my mouth
still,
right here.
It still hits the same place on the bottom.
I take a wash rag and I cut it, and I put a slit in it, and I lay it right on the mask. Put it right over my face, and then the rag, it seals off where my beard is. All I gotta do is just cinch it down, and it seals it right up.
Yeah, but you gotta be careful, guys. You have to keep those CPAP machines warm.
Yeah, tell me, mine has a humidifier on it.
Oh, right now up in here, it's so warm up in here. I was teasing Steve on something he said. I'm sitting here in my T-shirt. It's 69. I go, I'm sitting in my room. It's 70 here. But I tried using my humidifier on it, and it just got so wet. I really haven't had any problems with the cold on it, other than when I'm camping. So long as I'm in the house, it's fine. But like when I go camping, I got it hooked up to the Goal Zero or the Kodiak. If it's really cold, I'll just put the whole machine in the sleeping bag with me.
Yeah.
And that way it's warm.
Fairly warm. You don't need to have that humidifier.
Yeah.
It just sucks the warm air right into it.
Yeah, Will, I tried to wax it, but it's just so. The texture of the wax. I've tried several different types of wax, and I just don't like the texture. You just because they do a lot of the wax they have beeswax and pine tar in it, and it just
You gotta get that one from. Again, it's for Asians for their beards. It has shea butter and beeswax in it, and so it's creamy. And I can't remember which company sells it, but it does work.
Okay.
Probably doesn't dry out your face too.
Yeah. But yeah, I have a feeling my wife is going to tell me, no, get rid of it. And so if that happens, I'm going to make her shave me, and I'll do a video on it showing her shaving me.
Well, guys, I'm gonna.
All right, well,
my side is starting to hurt.
Yeah, and Will Patrick says he's got to go. See you guys later. Take
Yep.
care.
All right. Catch you later.
Me too, Will. All right, guys. Thanks for coming by.
All right.
Sit down and make my side quit hurting.
Yeah.
Get out
Like I
of
said-
the chair.
Try to put a heating pad on it for a while, Will, and
Yeah.
loosen up a little bit.
Well, I'm sitting in a hard chair. That doesn't help any either.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't work.
Yeah, I went to Sam's Club and bought this nice chair. It reclines back, and it's got the nice curve for lumbar support on it.
Yeah, I'm looking for one. That's my next little toy to buy. Is a really nice chair.
Yeah. Actually,
I
I was
do a lot
surprised.
of live streaming, so
Yeah, I was surprised how well this chair felt when I got it at Sam's Club.
yeah. I've been looking at those gaming chairs because they do everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
All right, guys.
See you later.
Night.
Thanks for coming
Bye,
by, guys.
Bye, everyone.